Eddie Jones saw his England side crash to a fifth successive defeat, after a blistering start gave way to a dramatic collapse and South Africa emerged 42-39 winners from a thrilling first test in Johannesburg. After the final whistle, Australian Jones had an altercation with South Africa fans in the tunnel at Ellis Park. Supporters leaned over the railings, but the former Wallabies boss stood his ground for 10 to 15 seconds and engaged with his tormentors, before being ushered away by players and staff. They, South Africa fans, have always got plenty to say, ex-Brumbies coach Jones said after the match. Especially when they win, I was just asking them where I could get a good bottle of Pinotas. I'm still waiting for the answer, so if anyone can help me out, please help me out. They told me to go find it myself, so I'll have to go find it myself. That's what happened, that's what I asked him. I wouldn't worry about that, because it was such a great game of rugby. Don't worry about one little conversation about a bottle of red wine in the tunnel. England has amassed a scarcely believable 24-3 lead by the 18th minute, with George Ford acting as ringmaster, and Mike Brown, Elliot Daly and Owen Farrell running in superb tries. But the match was turned on its head when FAF de Klerk orchestrated a stunning first-half comeback, supported by the brilliance of Willie le Roux, that enabled the Springboks to take a 29-27 lead into halftime. Electric debutant Sibusiso Nkosi crossed twice to bring Ellis Park to his feet, and in between his two tries, Jones hauled off Locknick Isiekwe, making his full debut, and brought on the uncapped Hurricanes forward Brad Shields. The hosts dominated the second half, and the boot of Hander Pollard did most of the scoreboard damage through 3 penalties. It was the perfect outcome to celebrate a landmark moment in South African history, after back row Shaka Lisi became the first black captain of their test team. England could barely have made a better start, as a monster 61-metre penalty by Daly was followed by Mike Brown finishing off well, after shrugging off 2 tackles. England struck again, with Daly making the most of an overlap, and 2 minutes later they were over once more, with May finding space to send Farrell under the posts. Nkosi's charge to within inches of the whitewash saw de Klerk spinning over, stemming the flow of English points and initiating a high-octane fightback. On the half-hour mark, Nkosi had a half chance. The danger should have been averted, but Daly made a mess of gathering Nkosi's grubber and the Sharks' wing touchdown. The dream debut continued when he popped up on the opposite wing after a clever run from le Roux, creating the space to send for fellow debutant Afiwa Dianti to send Nkosi over. Le Roux exploited a large hole in midfield, before 2 penalties from Pollard opened up a 5-point gap. England then countered, but a knock-on ended another attack, and their frustration was clear when Mako Vunipola followed through on de Klerk, earning the yellow card. In the next play, South Africa all but sealed the outcome, when Dianti juggled the ball while crossing the line, before touching down. Arawa Tojan May plundered late tries for England, but Pollard's boot meant the Springboks had done enough despite a nervy finish. PA